Our first guest on the show today is a candidate for state representative of the 46th District, Daniel Mahoney. Hi, Daniel.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's the current mayor, actually, running for state representative.
Indeed.
So, just a few months into your second term, and because we now have term limits for the mayoral seat in the city, this would have been this is your final term as mayor, right?
This was going to be my final term as mayor either way.
Either way.
I believe that every leader is called to serve in the capacity that they end up in for a designated time. One thing I don't like to do is wear out my welcome. Okay. And a lot of the initiatives and the things that I wanted to see get done are getting done. City council is very strong right now. Mm-hmm. I've got a great vice mayor, a great council who all want to see Jackson continue to progress in the direction that we're going. The city is growing. We have great programs for new houses. We've got a lot of revitalization in the community coming. We've got the MLK Corridor Improvement Authority rolling. A lot of the projects we wanted to see get done there are happening, and we are shifting over to the east side and building the east side corridor as we speak right now. So a lot of initiatives that I wanted to see get accomplished as mayor are being done right now.
So would you have a rubber stamp that says mission accomplished for your job as mayor?
I think the work is never done, right? But it's about what work were you designated to get done. And I would say that a great deal of the projects and the work that I feel like I was called into leadership to be responsible for is being done right now. So right. Yes.
Okay, so then you want to move on into a different role representing the community, and that is as state representative. Why that? Why did you decide that was the office that
I don't look at it as moving on. I look at it as an opportunity to expand the leadership that I've shown this community over the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. 7 years as a Jackson County Commissioner, second term as mayor of the city of Jackson, and an opportunity to continue that leadership into the state house and be a difference maker in Lansing and bring back state resources for our district. District 46 is such a diverse dichotomy of communities from City of Jackson and Blackman Township, stretching all the way out to Chelsea and Sylvan Township. And I think I'm the right person. I think I'm the right person to deliver results. I've shown that I can deliver results, and I'm excited about it. I really am.
So in your campaign literature, you are saying that there are things that you've been successful in as mayor that you want to expand on as state representative. What are some of those things where you're looking at the experiences or the successes that you've had as mayor that can benefit you in a role as state representative?
So I've basically built a 5-part platform. Okay, so social justice and civil rights is definitely one of those things that I want to continue to be able to work on. Mm-hmm. There's so many of our civil rights that are being questioned at this time. I think we need a strong voice in this district to represent the true desires of the citizens who live in this district at the State House. Second, and this is not in a ranked order, second on that list of 5 pillars would be infrastructure, maintenance and repair of the infrastructure inside this district. And we need a representative that can deliver on results to get the resources back to our district to maintain and repair our infrastructure. Infrastructure like our roads and our bridges, and being able to work alongside the governor and the rest of the state representatives and senators to be able to continue to improve and build on the momentum that they have in the state and bring that momentum right here into District 46. Economic development is another part. Economic development meaning like a supreme focus on supporting and growing our small businesses. Mm-hmm. Small businesses is the heartbeat of any thriving community, and every single community between Blackman Township and Sylvan Township and Chelsea all have all of these beautiful mom and pop shops, these small businesses that need adequate support. And there's a ton of state resources that we can be bringing back here to be able to support those businesses and continue to see them thrive and grow.
One of the things that small business people say is that there are maybe programs for supporting small business, but the hoops that one has to jump through in order to access any kind of benefit they're just too insurmountable for like a mom and pop.
That's right. And I mean, even here in Jackson, right, we've heard some of the same things. And to me, I'm a person of action. And so to hear those concerns, the first thing that we started doing is having conversations about, like, what is it that's making it so difficult to do business in the city of Jackson? Mm-hmm. And then we charged staff to come up with some ideas. And they came back to us with what we're calling now Fix 36, which there'll be a piece about it in the upcoming quarterly newsletter that I give kind of a breakdown of what Fix 36 is, where we're actually doing a development agreement with new businesses that are opening so that they have 36 months to be able to work towards getting all of the things that they need brought up to date, up to code, in order to be able to operate and open a business faster and better streamline their cash flow instead of having to dump it all in something like a parking lot or green space. And I think little nuances like that and be able to take action on those items that are creating red tape around what our small businesses need for support is how I plan to approach the same thing and the same issues that businesses are having around District 46 by listening, and then after listening, actually creating a plan and taking action.
One of the boxes on your platform was about homelessness, mm-hmm. An issue that you've dealt with as mayor. What are there successes in Jackson with how our communities addressed homelessness that you want to take statewide? So
I think the biggest thing for me is not only have I experienced it in leadership, I have personally experienced
you had homeless. You were homeless.
Yes, sir. And so it's a very personal issue for me when we start talking about homelessness. And to me, I think a good friend of mine's often says that those closest to the problem are normally the people who are furthest away. Those closest to the problem are closest to the solution, but they're the furthest away from the opportunity to contribute to having a solution and the resources that it takes. So with that being the case and me believing in that, one of the things that I would look to do is support the grassroots organization who are working in the space of helping homeless people and creating a network of resources where people can either get employment or education opportunities to be able to get themselves out of the situations that they're in and what's causing them to be homeless, whether it be mental health supports or outlets for where they can find the resources to get a better paying job. So a lot of people are working just a job, which means just over broke. And a lot of people have too much bills at the end of the checks that they get. And that also is a leading cause of people being and ending up homeless.
In the diversity of the district, is it a challenge for an issue like homelessness to talk to the people of Chelsea about?
No, actually, it's an issue that someone brought up to me just the other day. They may not have poverty in the same sense that we see it here, but they have pockets of their community that need help. They have low-income housing areas in Chelsea that need help. And they also see the benefit in us working together to address not just the issues in Chelsea, but to address the issues in Jackson as well and everywhere in between there. So I've been having great relationships and great conversations in Chelsea.
Broadband access?
Yeah, so to me, I think that will fall under infrastructure, right? Okay. Because there's two different issues when it comes to broadband. And this is something that I know deeply about because I worked so long in the wireless industry. Mm-hmm. Every industry that you think of nowadays is all tied to the internet. I don't care if you are working in agriculture or if you actually work in technology. It all requires some form of technology nowadays that has to be connected to the internet so it can feed and receive data that you need to run a business, to operate, to go to school, to apply for a job. And we have two fundamental issues when it comes to broadband. Either there's not enough access meaning the broadband exists, but it's not attainable for enough people, or there's not enough access, meaning the infrastructure is just not in place for people to have the high-speed internet that they need to run and operate.
The diversity of the district is, I think, reflective in that access to broadband. So it's been previously targeting rural areas as being low or no access, but is it more than just rural areas?
It definitely is. It definitely is more than just rural areas, because then you have the affordability piece in the more urban areas. Is it affordable for everybody? Is there enough access that's affordable for everybody? And in those spaces where people can't afford it and they still need it, what are we doing to make sure that we fill that gap in the digital divide?
You're running against an incumbent, a Republican, as a Democrat. We have a Democratic governor, and we will for the 2 years forward. What are the, I guess, advantages that you see in running as a Democrat, and the disadvantages in running against an incumbent?
So, I think there's a pretty big contrast in what I bring to the table in the 10 years of experience that I have in being an elected official and the relationships that I have built along that 10 years. I was quite surprised myself when I went to a very, very large function at the state of Michigan, where I felt like, man, I'm gonna be like the new kid at school and I'm not gonna know anybody. And I've got relationships that I've built over the last 20 years, Bart, of people who work in and around the state capitol who I have good relationships with. And I think relationships is everything. Relationships is what's gonna allow me to be successful in getting the work done. Getting results is what matters. We all have the same 2 years being an elected official to get work done for the citizens that elected us. And I think that me being aligned with the party is only going to benefit my ability to get things done for our district. One thing that people can count on me for is to have an open ear and listen to any issue. I don't care what side of the line it comes from. If it benefits the citizens that I am elected to represent, whether they be Democrats or Republicans, once I'm elected, I represent all the citizens in District 46. I'm responsible to make sure that I address all the concerns that are within my power to address for all of those citizens, no matter what side of the fence the issue falls on. And I have the relationships, I have the ability, and I have the knowledge, and the time is now. The time is now for us to elect somebody who's going to be able to get results in that slim time frame that we have of 2 years.
Yeah, the time is, well, it's almost now, because absentee ballots will be available pretty soon.
And that's right.
So, well, good luck, and thanks for coming in today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and have a good day.
You bet. Campaigning for 46th District State Representative Daniel Mahoney. Next on the show, the folks at Big Brothers Big Sisters have a busy fall with a lot of events coming up around